Okay, come on.
We are live.
Rookie move.
What's that?
Me. I'm a rookie. Good morning, everyone. It's Valerie, otherwise known as Chick Picker. How's everybody doing today? It's Wednesday.
Hump day. Wednesday.
Uh,
Are
we
we
got.
excited?
Yeah, we got. I've been up since 4.
God.
This dog. We've been having thunderstorms, and this dog is. He's just been freaking out. Um. So, yeah, I've had to deal with that this morning. Yay, fun. Let's see.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Toddles.
Good morning, Miss Bridgie Brew Breer. Bridgie Brew Brew. Bridgie Boo Boo.
Bridgie Boo Boo.
I don't know. Whatever. Something rhymes with Bridget.
My name is hard to find nicknames for. Yours is not.
Bridget the Idiot.
Thanks.
Yeah. Mention it not.
I hope everybody's having a good morning.
Morning.
It's been crazy here.
It's okay.
Pure craziness.
Valerie?
Yeah.
I just woke back up.
Huh?
I just woke back up.
Oh, did you?
Remember, I said, I'm going to go lay down for an hour.
Yeah.
That turned into 2 hours.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Crappy weather here.
Good morning.
Good morning, Maggie.
Oh, you could
morning.
Hear me. Yay.
Wow.
It's your lucky day.
Did you do something different?
No, I just thought I'll pop in and try it again.
Huh.
So we'll see if my sound holds out through the whole thing. But
I wonder if you have the same computer I do.
or just cousins.
Or maybe the same ghost, because yeah, sometimes I'll do that and it, one day it won't work and the next day it will. So
yeah, it's just really weird. Oh well.
Yeah. Can't complain.
Let me see if I can get the chat here.
So
well, we can, but nobody listens. So
well, this is
right.
True.
Morning, Deb and Hank. We only have one going out today.
I don't know what happened yesterday, but after I went to the post office, I ended up with, well, as of this morning, I have 12.
Wow.
And there's 3 of them that haven't paid yet. So technically I have 9, I guess, going out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but
eBay or Poshmark or both?
The majority was on eBay. And then I had one on Posh last night, and then I had an offer this morning when I woke up.
Good.
So, like, yeah, go for it.
I got 6 going out, which is good.
That's good. Yeah.
It's good. I'll take that.
Yeah, and then the majority of what I sold, I think they were all clothing, except for, I think there was a purse, but everything else was clothing. So people are buying the clothes.
People are buying. Good morning, Liz. The two pixie chicks.
That's a
Hold
cute
on.
name. I like that.
That was Maggie's idea.
That was really cute. A good show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that turned out
Yes.
pretty well. I was afraid we wouldn't be able to talk for an hour, but
I know we were talking about that too. We're like, maybe we should have Tom come in, or but we did it. It's so easy for me and for you to just talk
Right.
about Disney we could have talked for another 2 hours.
right, you could
Yeah.
go on and on.
But from now on, we're going to have like subjects, I think.
Yeah,
So,
there's plenty enough topics to cover.
oh my gosh, yeah.
Do you guys hear that kind of chirping?
I do.
That is my freaking fan.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
done.
Okay. I was like, well, either somebody has a bird or
No,
something.
we've taken this stupid thing apart. We've WD-40'd the crap out of it till it was dripping. I mean, just I don't know.
It just
Morning, Sally.
likes to
Hi.
speak. Morning, Sally.
Morning, Sally.
Morning.
I don't know where my glasses are here.
How are you guys doing today?
Oh,
All right.
How are you?
All right.
okay. Had to
Just
wake
all
up
right.
super early. Yes, I'm going to continue moaning and groaning about that because I don't like to be woke up.
Who woke you up?
Ringo,
Oh, Ringo.
well, he was having a hard time this morning. He just couldn't handle, well, bad thunderstorms this morning. So
Oh,
he was just a mess.
yeah.
He was having a freaking nervous breakdown. So I had to pull him up against me because he was just sitting there. So he may not have slept very much either, and because he was just sitting there and he was just looking. And then every time the thunder would roll, he'd just be shaking. He'd just shake and shake and shake and shake. And then so finally I got him under the blankets, and laying down next to me, and I kind of had him cuddled.
Yeah.
So that way, he felt a little bit better.
Right.
And but yeah, he's been like that all morning long.
Oh, poor
You
dog.
just can't handle it. It's
Yeah.
too much.
He needs a
for
little
him.
doggy Ativan.
But
You can always give him Benadryl.
yeah, I was thinking about that, but I don't know. Maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. Probably would help him.
I mean, just to
Yeah,
sleep.
Just to kind of ease him and
Mm-hmm.
kind of ease his nerves.
Yeah. I mean,
I
he
need
doesn't really need a tranquilizer or anything. Just
No. I need to get him one of those thunder shirts.
yeah.
I found at the bins, and the stuff is still at Texas Val's, but I don't think that it'll fit him. I think it was more for like Elvis's size, but I may be able to maybe adjust it or something. But yeah, he needs something.
Yeah.
Elvis, he could care less. He it doesn't bother him at all.
Right. Yeah, that's like Fuzzy doesn't care, but the Chihuahuas, they have a problem.
Yeah.
With it. Hank plays music as a distraction.
Yeah.
But yeah, my Chihuahuas, they freak out. They run up and down the halls, and And you know, if they're laying next to you, they, you know, they want to dig up underneath you, basically.
Well, we were in bed, and then I went ahead. I just decided, this isn't working, so I got up and sat in the recliner
Oh,
and had him, and of course, he was still having his thing, so we just bundled up and kind of sat there. But
yeah. It's just foggy here this morning.
is it?
Hmm.
Oh. Yeah, I was telling Bridget my cells like busted loose on
Oh man.
yesterday afternoon. I think I got 10
Oh, wow.
between last night and this morning. So I don't know what happened, but some good juju was
Oh man.
running around in my store, streaking in my store.
Can you send it? Can you send it?
Yeah, you could share, you know.
Oh my gosh. What did I get a trademark violation on?
What?
I got a trademark violation on something.
Uh-oh.
Oh. On a bracelet that I listed yesterday.
A bracelet?
That, yeah, that was Coach.
Really? So we can't sell Coach things?
I don't know.
Are they asking for authenticity?
No, it says your listing was brought to attention by multiple members of the community who reported it for questionable authenticity.
Okay.
Mm.
That, along with a thorough review of the item for sale, has resulted in concerns about the authenticity of this item.
Is that Poshmark?
No, it's eBay.
Oh. Yeah, so that means a bunch of people reported it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you have anything that verifies that it's Coach?
Not really. I mean,
Yeah.
I looked on eBay and seen a whole bunch that were just like it.
Uh-huh. Because Coach is very heavily counterfeited. Anything that's Coach is it's kind of got a history of having counterfeit. So, yeah.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And really, about the only way that you can get that fixed or whatever is to go to like a Coach store and have them authenticate it.
Yeah. I don't even know where a Coach store would be around here.
Or you could look into the Real because they authenticate items also.
The Real?
Uh-huh.
What's that?
It's just I don't know. It's a
I've heard of that. I've never looked at
Are
it.
they on what, Facebook?
I think you can find them on Facebook. They also you can look them up therealreal.com and look into that. I don't know if it costs anything or anything like that, but I know that they do authentication. And they're well known in the community, so
I
Interesting.
never used them. I've heard from others.
Yeah. I mean, how else wouldn't you agree, Todd? Like, how else would you authenticate something like that?
I don't know, unless you just knew the product and took a chance. And
Yeah.
Yeah, but then when people report you,
Yeah.
you kind of don't have a choice.
Hmm.
Yeah, they told me do not relist this item.
Yeah. You'll be suspended if you do.
uh,
Yeah, listed on Posh and Macari.
Yep.
It's actually, Liz, it's that bracelet I got from you.
Hmm.
I don't know if you remember it, but I seen a whole bunch on eBay, and I was like, well, that's cool. You know, there's other ones list, and it looks, you know, I mean, I don't know. It looks like it would be a real Coach item.
Is it magnetic? Does it have any silver or gold or anything like
It's
that?
just silver tone. That's all
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna message them on Facebook.
I don't know of anybody that has used the real, but I've heard about it.
She said she got it at a yard sale. I saw a bunch like it too. Yeah, there's a bunch on eBay. The same design. Looks the same.
Yeah.
She said they had nice stuff at that sale. I doubt it was a fake.
I would put it on Poshmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The real. Is it REAL? REAL?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Is it real consignment?
No, I just hit real store or something like that.
Oh, okay, real store.
Yeah, and it just takes you to a page.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure how they.
Real is high-end consignment. So they might not even
Well,
look at.
something Coach.
Yeah, but the bracelet itself was only worth like $30. Yeah, well, for resale, I don't know about, you know, if how much it's worth like in the store.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just put it on. I would just put it on Posh. Morning, David. Bless you.
Thank you.
She said she got bed stew shoes at that same sale. Morning, Mary. Good morning, bum crack picker. You just never sleep, do you?
Morning, everybody.
You are.
Hey, guys.
I think you're a robot. Because you don't ever sleep. I see you in everybody's chat.
Okay, I'll list it on Posh.
Yeah, that's probably the safer way to go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so Bridget and Maggie, you guys had some pretty good information last night.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
It was. I almost backed out too. I'm like, I was so like nervous to do it.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just nerves.
I was worried that we wouldn't be able to talk for an hour, but yeah.
You guys had no problem.
No.
And that's the thing is if you get on there and you're just talking about something that you love or you're very interested in, and that time goes by so quickly. And before you know it, it's like, an hour and a half. Did you guys close right at an hour?
Yeah.
So I mean, you just talk
Right.
about stuff you love. And
Morning,
That's awesome.
Alana. Sherry.
Alana, Sherry.
Yeah, we felt like the first night to just do general talk about Disney, but then maybe going forward, pick a topic.
Right.
Hey,
But
bum practicer.
people, you all in the chat were asking questions, which was great. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Mhm. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Because I didn't know half of I didn't know anything really. I've never been there. We went to Universal Studios when we went to Florida.
Mhm.
But that was all that we went to. We didn't actually go to Disney. So, yeah, I had no clue. Really just what I had learned from you and from Bridget, prior to that. So
There's so much. I mean, I remember my first trip there. I was like overwhelmed. I could not believe how big it was.
Your
Yeah.
first trip to where?
Disney World, because back then
Oh,
there wasn't YouTube. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't videos you could watch and
yeah.
stuff like that. So
But back then you could go to a park, you could walk around, you could ride the rides. You didn't have to do the planning ahead that you have to do
right.
now.
Right.
So
because you really have to plan your trip
oh yeah.
when you're going there now, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
For instance,
Really?
if you want to sit down and eat in a restaurant, you have to make those reservations.
60 days ahead.
I think it's 180 days ahead.
Are you serious?
Wow.
I can't remember. I remember it was like 60 plus. I don't even know, but yeah, you have to. 100, some are 180. Yes.
It's 60 for the fast passes.
Right.
It's 180 for the restaurants. So people who
Wow.
don't know and people who are just going for the first time, they'll get there and they'll think, oh, let's go eat here and there. And they find they can't get into any sit down restaurant.
Yeah.
Like even at like Rainforest Cafe?
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, Valerie, the good old days. Yeah.
Right, but we're not talking about that on this show. Teasing.
Sherry used to moderate the Disney blog for Disney.
Awesome.
Okay. So she could be on the panel.
Yeah, we plan on having we want to have special guests on the panel, like Julie, one time, and then obviously Sherry.
Yeah.
Just different people to talk about their experience and what they know, and
That's cool.
yeah. Todd and he didn't say anything.
I think he walked away. He's muted.
He thinks we don't realize when he's muted. He thinks he can mute all show and we won't even know.
What do you want? Yeah, I'm here. What's going on? Awesome show last night.
Thank you.
I know more about Disney than I ever wanted to now.
Thank you for all your little comments in there, Mr. Toddles.
Uh,
Yeah, Todd kept the chat lively.
it's my job to be a smart ass.
That's fine.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yep.
Might as well be me.
Who better than you? So what is everybody doing today?
List
Well-
and sort.
Yeah, I'm going to be listing today.
Yeah.
I got pretty much all of my inventory room 1 done.
Inventory room 1.
As far as like, cleaning it, putting things where it belongs,
Okay.
rearranging.
You could do my inventory room 1, please.
No, thank you. No, thank you. But yeah, it's a long process. I still have room 2 to get to, so. But at least I started it and I got it, somewhat under control. It was just out of control. I had stuff everywhere. I couldn't really find stuff, and yeah, it was just bad all around.
I try to remember. It was 2004 when we went last to Disney, right? 2004.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Who went?
Me, you, Amy, Kwanda, and the girls. Remember?
Apparently not.
I know, right? She's like,
What?
Wasn't that right after we got done we got back from our cruise from
Yeah. No, you weren't with Rick
What?
anymore.
you're with that other guy.
Yeah, I was. But we were like right on the verge. I mean, it was just a matter of days before we actually split, but we had went to Florida, and when we came back, we were back for like a day, and then we went to Disneyland. I couldn't remember if it was Disneyland or if it was but yeah, I
We went to Disneyland.
didn't Kwanda came down from San Diego, didn't she? I don't know. That's a whole other story.
No, Kwanda was
I don't know.
Kwanda was living with me and Amy in the apartments.
Okay. Okay.
Sally's younger. She remembers things better.
Hey now.
Well, it's true. I don't
Hey,
remember.
now.
Thank you, Bridget.
Well, I don't remember things very well either. I would have been the same way, like, sure. Whatever you say.
I think you would remember every Disney trip you ever took, Bridget.
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I do. But I was older.
true.
I don't really remember anything about that trip though.
I do.
I don't.
And the boys went too.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going
I
to ask
kind-
you about that.
I kind of remember like the boys like being in. Wasn't that when the girls were in like Adventureland and there was some kind of weirdo? They had like a walkie-talkie or something,
Yeah.
and there was that weirdo that was like stalking them.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. See, I remember a little bit of something about it.
Yeah.
Wasn't like good memories, but
Yeah. I remember. I think Jonah was too scared to go on
yeah,
Pirates of the Caribbean or something. It
Oh.
was, you know, how you are in line and you're in the dark
Hmm.
and there's the song and all of that, and you're waiting, and all you do is see people eating over on the other side, and then you see, you just see all the stuff that's happening,
Yeah.
outside, and it kind of scares you a little bit, and he was scared, but we got on the ride, and he was all right. But yeah, he probably doesn't even remember, because he was like 5.
Yeah, he was about 5, I guess.
We went through one trip where Mike was afraid, Mikey, my son, was afraid to go on everything.
Oh,
He'd
no.
gone on everything like the year or two before.
Oh, no.
And that year he was just afraid. He was afraid of anything that had smoke or steam or anything like that.
Oh,
And
wow.
then the following year he was fine. And I remember, I forget what ride it was. It might have been Pirates, because he was worried about going on. And the attendant said, "You know what? Let me take care of him." And I'm thinking, okay, let me take care of him. But he took him by the hand, and he took him, it might have been the Haunted Mansion, because he took him to a control room that you could see up top as you were.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
So we took him up to the control room, and as we were going on, on the ride, we could see him up there, and he showed him all the ins and outs of the.
that's cool.
So that, and when we got to the end, he brought him down to us, so we didn't have to do a swap off. Yeah, it was really nice, fun. Hey, Tom.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Tom.
How are y'all this morning?
Wonderful.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Great now that you're here.
Pardon me?
I said we're great now that you're here.
Oh, yeah. I'm
We've
sure
been waiting for you.
my hugeness makes all the big difference in the world.
Yeah, boy, Tom,
Sure.
I couldn't wait to see your beautiful face this morning.
Oh, yeah, Todd.
You just made my day.
Aw.
Look, it's Tom. Yay.
Because you don't have to put up with all their crap all by yourself.
Nikki's been mowing, Alana. She turned in her reseller
Credentials.
yeah, for mowing yards.
Well, they had a situation that happened earlier in the year that they're having to adjust for. So I understand.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
It's the bottom line.
Absolutely. And she's lucky that she's got something like that she can fall back on. Even though that's some hard work.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things that she can still do.
Yeah.
Even with her hands being
Even though
messed
that's some
up.
hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest.
Sorry, I called up the chat and I didn't mute fast enough.
It's okay. I forgive you. I did the same thing this morning. Made a risky move.
This vacation and bit just gets you out of your groove and
Oh, poor Tom.
oh yes, you
On
just shut up,
vacation.
Maggie. You stay on vacation all the time. You're at your summer place at the beach.
Hey there, Valerie. She says, I'm catering Dash at 11 and I'm live with Bet tonight on our reseller rowboat channel at 8 p.m. That's Central Time.
Who is that?
Hickory Springs. Morning, Texas, Val.
I don't know. I'm trying everything I can with my eBay because it's like broken right now. Trying to kick it in the butt because I'm gonna be probably ending some listings, restarting them. I just can't jar it. And I listed yesterday, so
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of crazy over there.
it's nuts that you got 10 sales.
It was crazy. I mean, I thought literally the floodgates were open.
Did you do anything to?
I did not do anything. I listed I listed 4 things. And yeah, but it was after, for some reason, it was like after I took everything to the post office, and then it was like, okay, it's on. I don't know. How do I find the link to my eBay store?
The link to your eBay store.
It's usually
So if
like stores.ebay.com/your store name.
Sherry says to click on the door to see the link.
Okay.
Hey, Lori.
Morning.
I like your hat. That looks like the one I got Sergey from the Bahamas. Well, that's like the one I was wearing in that picture.
And that's my Fender guitar hat.
Or is it? Now this is
I've got a Panama
Big
Jack
Daddy
hat.
special.
Yeah, that's his Big Daddy hat.
Yeah, I got the Panama Jack.
Big Daddy hat.
I don't wear hats, so because I don't think I look good in hats, so I don't.
You look really good in hats.
Yeah.
I didn't spend. I mean, I spent what the market was down there for it, but I don't buy like a real expensive hats.
You look really good in
Very
hats.
dapper.
I've been wearing hats probably since I was in diapers. My dad put my first Cincinnati Reds cap on me backwards, and that's all it took. Been wearing them ever since. I have more hats than I do shoes.
And Bridget, Maggie, I liked your show last night.
Yeah, I got to watch a few minutes of it. I liked it too.
Y'all were so fun.
I like the title, Pixie Chicks. That was cute.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Uh-huh.
We need to find somebody that does artwork and get them to take like two Tinkerbells and put their faces on them. You know
That was all Maggie's idea right there.
Huh?
I said that was all Maggie's idea.
That was cute.
Well, that's a great idea. That's a great one.
Yeah, it was.
That was really cute.
I wonder if y'all will get some watches on that video from people just wanting to see Disney stuff.
Hope so.
Just not, I mean, you know.
I put in a bunch of tags, so.
Visit this morning.
You can put tags on a YouTube video for people to.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So people can find you.
I put a ton of tags.
You lost listings yesterday, Valerie?
Actually, it was the day before. Yeah, I lost 200.
Wow.
What the hell?
I don't know. I called them and they said that there's no way for those to be retrieved.
Oh,
Oh, seriously?
So it's just
Glitch, or they couldn't explain it, could they?
no. They didn't know what happened.
I have them fall off a few times. You know, some of the older ones just kind of disappear, but not that many.
That
Yeah.
had to happen. But 200? That's ridiculous.
And there's no way to know what they were.
I have no idea what they were.
Mm.
I'm not in the
Absolutely
mood this morning, baby. Really, you need to go play.
no clue what they
I don't
were.
want to go play Big Daddy.
Yeah, that's what I told them, that, you know, if they can't, because this has happened other times also. So,
Yeah.
you know, I told them that, you know, something needs to be done. There's something on my account that causes this to happen, and they need to put a ticket in to find out, you know, what kind of a glitch there is that's making this happen. So
Yeah.
Would y'all quit playing with your lips?
What?
I know.
Y'all of y'all
I
play
put
with your
med-
lips.
I
I'm
put
sorry,
medicine
Valerie.
on mine. I had a good reason.
Because
Should've
she's
seen-
putting on chapstick and Sally's messing with hers, and then I start going.
Holy hell, Sally! How much are you putting on?
No, I had
It's
to. I
a
had to
gloss.
I had
There
to-
should be
I'm
some
putting
way. They should be
chapstick
some
on
way that you can download all your listings. Like, let's say once a week, you just like on Monday. On Mondays, you download all your listings and you save it on your hard drive in your computer.
Right.
That way, you can always go back.
that's a hell of a lot of data, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, and
Well,
the
you
amount
take it off at night when you're not online or something like that, or you know,
Mhm.
just so you would have them. And if you lose a lot of them, you can go down through them and pick them back up and stick them back on. Or it
If
might
not-
just be easier. I don't know how long it'll take you to put 200 back up there.
A
Either that or
long time.
print them out in a hard copy. That way you can check them off when you won't go to.
yeah.
That would be like 3 months of listing for me.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
listing. 200.
I know.
Oh, Bridget, you'd knock them out in a day.
No, not clothing. That would take me like months.
Oh, that's 200 pieces of clothing.
I don't know.
Oh,
I have no idea. You know, so I'm gonna have to do another inventory,
Mhm.
and
Valerie's
That
using,
sucks.
Valerie is using Together.
That's I would. Do you
Yeah,
put your
together.
Do you put your bin numbers in your listing, like so you know where they're at?
uh-uh.
I
It's
do.
it's all a crapshoot.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was wondering. If you do a hard copy, you take a page a day and find them and mark them off if you still have them, and then whatever's whatever's still left that's not on that paper, then you know that's one that's fell off.
Did you email eBay for Business or message them?
I did, but I haven't received a response yet.
Oh,
There's got to be a way they can find out what that
There has
is.
to be.
It's got to be in the archives somewhere on
Yeah.
their end.
Would you please?
yes, because Together updates like every hour.
Yeah. So they would have to be out of there.
Yep.
I haven't checked over there actually.
What happens if you like these 200 that fell off of eBay when Together updates? Will it take them out?
Right. Yep.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, because Together pulls your active listings.
But this isn't the first time that this has happened.
Nope.
Yeah.
This is probably, I would say, probably the third or fourth time that this has happened.
Do you have them on Posh as well? Everything you list on eBay, do you put it on Posh?
No.
Well, you're making it difficult.
Well, I mean, yeah.
200 listings shouldn't just disappear.
Yeah, it's I mean, I do that now, but like I had a whole bunch of other stuff on eBay before I even started Posh, so I never really yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Teresa, with that list perfectly thing help? push back
It's
to eBay?
supposed to, I think. The only problem with that is that how does that work? Yeah, I think you have to pay extra if you want to keep your your
No.
data on file, right?
I don't know. But no,
Wow.
she looked everywhere for these listings. They're gone.
Yeah, they're gone. They don't exist
I don't know what you're
anymore.
in a file. Like the CRSV file or whatever. Is that what you're
Uh-huh.
talking?
Because I know that, you know, when I was looking at the pricing and everything, and you know, the different tiers that they had, I'll have to look into that because that may be a good thing to have.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's on eBay?
What?
What you're talking about? Where they keep your files.
No, they're talking about List Perfectly.
No, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was talking about List Perfectly. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm reading chat. I'm listening to you. I'm just.
Who's on first?
I'm so confused.
That's what I feel like right now.
Okay.
I wonder if you can go back to your past, like, listing fees page
That might. Oh well. How
and
would you
see if
know
it's
that?
in there. You know, like.
But
the
if you
month
don't
before.
know,
Yeah,
if you
she doesn't
don't
know
know
what's
which
missing.
That's what I'm
one.
saying. You could print that out and then compare them with what you have now,
Yeah.
All right, Valerie. I'm gonna fly out there and.
and then just mark off the ones you do have, and then whatever's left, that's what you know's fell off.
Yeah.
Okay. Will you pick me up at the airport?
Yeah.
We'll just start going through bins and figuring out what's missing.
Yeah. And that's eventually, you know, ultimately, I think that's what's going to happen is I'm just going to have to go through each bin, do an inventory, and, you know, what's listed and what's not, and just, you know.
Yeah, it's always a pain in the ass when you have to do it that
Oh,
way. But
I hate doing that.
It takes so long, but that's really the
That's only-
only way.
Yeah.
It's really
Yep.
the only
was it when
way.
you were like taking listings off and putting them back on or something?
No.
When
I didn't.
when did it happen?
Happened.
Just she woke
Wasn't-
up one morning and they were
It
gone.
wasn't yesterday. It was so it was like Monday morning.
Yeah, she just
That
woke up and they were gone.
That's it?
When I went to bed, I had 1,900 and something listings, and then when I woke up, I had 200 less. Like gone, like a fart in the wind.
Mm.
Like a fart in the wind.
Isn't that a song?
Yeah,
That's
it's your
dust in the
theme
wind.
song,
That's dust in the wind.
Tom.
Fart in the wind.
Hi,
that's a
Tara.
song.
Hey, Miss Tara.
Hey,
Hey,
fart
Tara.
on a cruise ship.
Talk about a fart in a wind. No, I'm teasing.
Oh yeah, you want my tip of the day?
What's
Yeah.
that?
I went to Walmart today, and I don't know if everybody's Walmart has this, but they have rolls of bubble wrap that are on clearance for $5 a roll.
Wow.
Oh,
They were back in this one, they were in lawn and garden, and I bought them out.
Wow.
cool.
That's an odd place for it to be, but okay.
Yeah, they got it on clearance. It's the blue kind, but it's the big bubble.
Mm.
I think it's
Wow.
usually like $16, and they have them on clearance for $5
Wow.
at my Walmart.
Got a ski.
Awesome.
Do I have a SKU? Yeah, I scanned them into Amazon. No, I don't do that. I just bought them because it's a good deal.
No, he's gonna type it in and see if his Walmart has any.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I can have Jim grab one out of the car. They're still in the car.
Okay, well, don't just. You don't have to do it real fast, like.
But do it quick is what he's saying.
I'll go get one. I can go get one.
No, Tara, don't.
I didn't unload them out of the car. They're still in the back of the car.
You had to take Brandon to school this morning, didn't you?
Yeah, first day.
Oh.
Woohoo!
Was he
And it's
excited?
Yeah, he's excited.
Aw.
It's a pretty big school because they have like, well, here, see, we like where I'm from, you are like in elementary school or junior high or high school. Here it's elementary school, primary school, intermediate school, junior high, and high school, I think.
Oh,
But the building's all connected. It's like this labyrinth, not the high school, but and I know, and so we had to figure out where to drop them off, where to take them into, and I felt like I kind of dumped him in the gymnasium and said, "Good luck." And anyway, I hope he's doing okay, but I think he'll be fine.
he's either going to come home happy or he's going to come home in tears.
I'm sure he'll be
Your
happy.
fault.
I hope he's happy.
I'm sure he'll be happy.
Yeah,
He's
he'll come
pretty.
home.
He's easy to get along with kids, so he shouldn't really have any problems. So
Well, he's a new boy. He has an accent, so he's might as well be from France. And the girls are going to eat him up.
Oh yeah, definitely. A new boy. Oh yeah.
Well, he's not into girls yet, so I'm
Oh, the
glad for
girls will
that.
be into
Oh,
him.
you got a house phone? Didn't you say you had a house phone this time?
He'll
Tara?
be the exotic Yankee. What'd you say, Tom?
I said, didn't you say you had to get a house phone this time because of your your cell service?
Yeah, I don't even have a cell phone yet. I got to figure out. I have to go figure out a cell phone for myself, and I haven't done that yet. My Wisconsin phone does not work here at all. If I drive up to like Louisville, north of Shepherdsville, it'll work, but Verizon does not work here where I'm at all. And like
Wow.
Jim's cell phone, he's got to like go outside and stand in a certain spot in order to call out. It goes on roaming.
And like hop on one foot and
He's a cheapskate, and he'll go get these smartphones that are track phones. He's like, because I don't want to have the obligation of a big cell phone bill anymore. But I'm thinking about I might just call the Bluegrass Cellular and say, hey, what can you put me in that isn't like super expensive that works anyway?
Right.
Because we used to have like $400 a month, cell phone bills, and Jim's
Wow.
like, this is bull. I'm not doing this anymore.
We have
Anyway.
ours is about 125. We have 5 phones, unlimited everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's not bad. And I mean, like with the track phone, I mean, because we got so much data and he buys the minutes. I mean, we figured it out for a year. I think we're spending $200 in a year. It's super
Right.
cheap. Anyway, and we're cheap. So
Are you happy?
Tom, be careful. There's a cat on you.
Yes, she said she's just purring. I'm surprised y'all can hear her purring.
Oh my God, are you being attacked? You have a cat on your shoulder right now.
She
Be
missed me
careful.
while I was gone. She's been so clingy when I got back.
oh
boy.
yeah. She's like, you're not going anywhere right now. I'm making
I told her, I said, I could have taken you on the ship and you could have stayed in the cabin and laid up on the table and looked out at the ocean all day.
Oh, I'm sure Roberta would have loved that.
She
Fishing
would
and
have taken
picking.
both
I'll
of them if
I'll try
we
that.
could have.
I'll have to try that. See if that works. Julie said, "Mom, I just had a dream the baby was on her way, and your flight was delayed."
Oh my
God.
Are you going to go to the
hopefully-
delivery room with her?
She's having a C-section,
Oh,
and I want to go into the C-section with her, but and her husband Dan is going to go too. But I guess we have to talk to the anesthesiologist to find out if I can go in.
right.
I'm good, if
Jim-
I can't, but I'd like to. I'd like to be there.
Yeah.
Jim's first wife had a C-section, and at that time you could only have one person go in. But this is like 28 years ago. You could only have one person go in, and his first wife's sister wanted to go in there real bad. So he's like, oh yeah, go for it. He goes, I didn't really need to see a C-section happen.
Yeah.
A friend of mine's wife went into labor about a month early, and he was out of town working, and he was trying to get back into town. So her father went with her because her mother passed away. Her father went with her into the delivery room, and he's always been the kind that's like, okay, your arm is half cut off. let's put a Band-Aid on it and take you to the emergency room and quit whining. That kind of person, So he felt after she got some meds, she started giggling, and the doctor said, "What's so funny?" She says, "I'm expecting my father to start saying, 'You're just having a baby, for God's sakes. Just lay there and push it out and let's go on.'" And she said the whole time he was holding her hand going, "It's okay, baby. It's almost over. It's almost over."
Oh boy.
But she
Yeah,
was.
Brandon was the only kid that Jim was in the room for.
Oh.
'Cause his first son was an emergency C-section, so he couldn't go in for that. And then his
Right.
second one, the only one in the room, and Brandon was the first one. And I told him he had to keep his eyes from my belly button up. I didn't want to see I didn't want to see him seeing anything getting erect down there. So I said, "You gotta keep your eyes up."
No, I've never. So with the twins, I wasn't able to go in because that was an emergency C-section, and I got there the day after they were born. And then with Maddie, I wasn't able to go in with her when she had that baby. And then with Atlas, that was an emergency C-section, and so I've never been able to actually see any of my grandkids born.
Mhm.
And so, if I can go in, that's I'll be excited. If I can't, I understand. You gotta
Right.
those C-section rooms are pretty small, and you got to be really careful, about how many people you got in there. And I don't want to cause trouble or anything. So,
You caused trouble?
but it would be worth it. And I have a strict rule. I never tell medical professionals that I used to be a medical professional. I don't do that. So I would never say, I'm a respiratory therapist, or I used to be a respiratory therapist. I don't do that. Because
No.
people act different. People, they get nervous. They get, they're like, worried you're going to critique their job or how they're doing their job. And I just don't, I've been in that situation, and it's just better to keep that. They don't need to know that.
I told Roberta I wanted another set of twin boys, and I was gonna name them Ryder and Ranger. You had too many of those little swirly drinks. Ryder trucks, Ranger trucks. I
What
thought that'd be cute.
What type of look did you get?
Like I'd lost my damn mind.
Yeah.
I got a sale.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Finally.
Good job, Sally.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I hope it'll be different today than it was yesterday.
Yes, it will be.
Um,
Today will be a great day for you, Sally.
and the good thing, about that is I can be, with the baby and take pictures and or I can be with Julie or, whatever. But I've been on several C-sections before. I've seen them happen. And so I'm, I know what happens with that. So it's not going to be like a shock. But
And you can take pictures and send them to us.
Grandma Margaret says,
Just do it live.
Yeah, just go live.
Yeah, just say,
yeah.
hang on, Julie. Hang on. I gotta get this this live going here.
My God.
You would have my head.
Hey everybody, I'm in the delivery.
If I was your daughter.
My daughter Julie, and my baby's about to come anytime now.
She's 27 weeks today, so she's close. I mean, less than I think she said two months and like 20 days or something.
Wow.
It's very close.
That's crazy. It seems like just yesterday you were telling us that she was pregnant.
I was spilling it.
Time flies by when you're getting old, Bridget.
Forever, and then they're here. Yeah.
Grandma Margaret says, my daughter said, Mom, don't look. The nurse said, look at all that hair as he was being born. Oops, I looked.
Oh boy, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't like me personally. I didn't want like a video of it because I don't want to see it.
Yeah,
It's like a mystery. It's a mystery of life. I don't need to see it happen.
right.
Yeah, and
That's the way
it's
it's
something that you can
out of sight.
remember.
Wait,
It's-
was Brandon a C-section? No.
No, he was regular fashion.
You didn't look in the mirror? Like when I had
No. They had those in those birthing rooms where like they have the bathroom door and it shuts and it's a mirror. No, I don't want to see none
oh my
of that.
god, I
Thank
watched
you.
like
I'm experiencing it. I don't need to experience it with my eyes.
Tora had that baby, and 8 hours later, she was throwing hay up in the loft to feed her horses.
Probably.
I
Damn
I
near.
was a plan. They induced me, okay, and I'm like, it's in Wisconsin. They induced me. I go, do you have to induce me this weekend? Because my doctor, it's opening of deer hunting season. My regular doctor is going deer hunting. I go, can't you just wait till you're back? Do we have? No, we have to induce you then. So Brandon's born the Saturday. It's like midnight, opening of deer hunting with a different doctor and everything. They took me in and induced, but I had to do all this planning before I left to take care of the horses. So before I left, I had a semi-load of shavings delivered and I was helping the guy park it before I left. And I had to quick take a shower to go to the hospital to go spend the weekend in the hospital. I have this baby.
Oh
Anyway,
my gosh.
yeah.
You're
I
such a
feel
trooper.
bad. I had a friend and she was super tiny. Okay, so she's having a baby. They put her like have her try to deliver the baby regular fashion. So she's in labor for like, I don't know, 18 hours something. And they got her trying to push and she can't push it out. So then they went and had the C-section. So I'm like, oh my God, I kind of feel bad for her because now not only is your bottom sore, but you're also sore from the C-section. One child, she goes, I'm not doing that again, and had her tubes tied.
Wow.
Yeah, but she's like this big around. I mean, she was tall, but I think she weighed like 95 pounds. She's very small, like in the hips and frame, you know?
Yeah.
She's
Friend of
like,
mine
yeah,
had
I'm not doing that again.
a friend of mine's wife had a set of triplets. They were expecting twins. The other one was hiding. It was two boys and a girl. So they think what they think is that the two boys' heartbeats were in sync. But anyway, her husband got to the hospital, and she drove herself in an MGB to the hospital because she couldn't get anybody on the phone. She got to the hospital. She had the babies, and her husband was driving from Columbia back up here because she was like a week early. So, and her father and mother live in Atlanta. So, it was like way after the babies were born. Well, when her father got here, he had made he built furniture and he made custom cribs for
Oh, wow.
the babies and matching dressers and changing tables. He made it all. So she said, "Daddy, I need you to make me another crib." And then in the same breath, she looked at her husband and she said, "You are welcome to go get your girlfriend because you are never touching me again." Because she had them natural or whatever, no C-section.
Yeah.
And but she was like, "You are never touching me again. You better not bring home any diseases. But you're welcome to go get your girlfriend."
that's funny.
But the orderly that helped her get out of the MGB in the at the emergency room came up to see her and to see the babies, and they just started laughing about her trying to get out of that MGB, with this big old belly with two babies. Later to find out it was three. Y'all know what the MGBs are? Those are the little European sports cars that sit about 4 inches off the ground.
Okay. I was wondering what kind of car that.
Yeah, she dropped the top so she could just kind of step into it and kind of slide herself down.
Oh my gosh.
Can you grab me one of those bubble wraps?
Apparently she would, and it was a 3-speed, so she had to work the clutch. I said, why didn't you take a taxi? She said, I didn't think about it. Everybody keeps saying, why didn't you call a taxi?
Oh my gosh.
Uber.
Well, they did have Uber
Oh my
back
god,
then.
I just saw a video where they have like an Uber driver and the woman has a baby in the back seat of his car. He's
Oh
like,
my gosh.
good job. I'd be like, oh man, you're wrecking my seat, lady. Gotta clean that up.
Mom, why isn't my name Raphael? Well, that was the name of the Uber driver that you were born in the back seat of his car. You know, I didn't have to go through it, and Roberta didn't have to go through any of that kind of stuff, you know. We just
Well, it's
picked ours out
exciting.
on the internet. So, but if anybody is expecting twin boys, please feel free to use my names, Ranger and Ryder. I think that would be just funny as hell.
I think that's cool.
That
I've
reminds
always
me
liked the name Ryder.
Reminds me
Yeah.
of Talladega Nights, Dr. Quinn and Texas. No, it's Texas Ranger and what? She's making
Walker and Texas Ranger.
Yeah, Walker, Texas Ranger. Because she says, yeah, we wanted sissies who name them Dr. Quinn, medicine woman or something.
Yeah.
I know some people. Their daughters are named Renee and Renault.
Really?
Yeah, Renee and Renault. RNA, like Kathy's last name is spelled. That she.
Huh. Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, there's some wild ones out there. Lamangelo or Angelo. And if you look at the spelling of it, it's lemon jello and orange jello. Have you never seen that or heard of that before?
I've
Yep.
never heard of that one before.
I have.
Roberta used to, when she worked for the hospital, she worked for the head of pediatrics who also did a lot of research. And they did a lot of the like baby shot testing and stuff. It's gone through animals, it's gone through adults. Now they're trying it out on children. And I did not know that when they get these baby shots, they would have these big, not blisters, but swelling areas. And she had this template. And so when they would give them the shots, they have to wait for a while. And then they'd take the template and set it down and they say it's a 3 centimeter size swelling, whatnot. Anyway, Roberta didn't do any of that kind of stuff. She just handled all the data. And so she said some of the names that came across there was just unreal.
Oh, I can just imagine.
I do know this one girl who changed her first name. She's an African-American girl, and her first name was like Laquita. And she became an attorney, and she just didn't think that was a good first name for an attorney. So she changed her name to like Deborah. And her mother just about disowned her.
Oh,
That's the name I wanted you to have. Well, I surprised the hell out of you, Mom, because now I'm an attorney.
She picked out this really unique name and then you dumped it.
That's right.
Good morning, Anamora. Good morning, Rita.
Anamora.
Ooh, who just ka-chinged?
Me.
Wow, good job.
Is that two?
No, they paid.
Oh.
But still, good.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
I'm happy. Maybe it's a different day today.
That's exactly what it is. It's a new
Um,
day.
Valerie, I have the son that's in the medical science laboratory scientist program, and he thinks he is a damn doctor.
Uh-huh.
And I had to take him to the ER because he was having, not the ER, to the urgent care because he was having some problems with his ears. And I said, now you go in there and you shut the hell up and you answer what the doctor says. You do not self-diagnose, none of that kind of stuff. We're paying them a fortune, let them do their job.
Right.
Well, I know what's wrong. No, hell you don't. You're not a doctor. But Roberta does the same thing. She gets on WebMD or one of those sites.
WebMD.
Yeah.
Oh, worst thing you can do.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like the joke. The comedian. There's a comedian talks about he was on the road. He started feeling bad, and he looked out. He started looking at WebMD and some of the other sites, and he said either he said he had eaten something wrong, and it just wasn't sitting with him, or he had a cyst on his ovaries. So he said, I just laid off a cheese for a few days, and it went away.
Oh, shoot.
But if you do, you go to these urgent cares, they want you to self-diagnose yourself just about. What do you think it is?
Oh, you didn't spray it, did you? Oh.
Well, I always say that, you know, a doctor, yeah, they go to school for years and years and years and years and years. But I mean, a lot of times they're just educated guessers.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, because half the time, if they don't know what it is, they're on Google looking it up themselves, you know?
You know, or they start running this $4,000 worth of tests to try to narrow it down.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I've always said that.
And they can only they only have experience of what they've experienced themselves or seen in a book.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then if they can't help you, they have to send you to a specialist.
Yep.
You know, but what's your option? You know,
Yeah.
to suffer.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But they need to limit WebMD and all of those. Because I was talking to my doctor, and my doctor's office does not have PAs.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, they have no PAs you see at MD, and the reason was not that there's good PAs out there, but there's a lot of not good PAs out there.
Yeah.
And that's the reason they don't have PAs. But she's like, you know, she has people coming in that's already self-diagnosed when they came in because they've been on WebMD and all that. She says they need to take all that stuff down.
This is gonna sound crazy because I have horses and I have horses, and if this symptom was on a horse, this is probably what it is or how I treat it. That will really get a crazy look. But we're all animals, so
Yeah.
I mean they're a little different, but you do have a lot of similarities, honestly.
I might have told you this before. I used to gang with a bunch of guys. We all had little kids, and so about once a month, about once or twice a year, we'd get together at somebody's house. At my friend Kirk's house because he had no children. So there'd be 6 or 8 of us there playing, and we'd play all weekend. We'd start Friday evening about 6 o'clock, and we would play till about 1 o'clock on Sunday. All these kind of board games and stuff like that. And my best friend Chris was talking about, he might have to go home because he's having some diarrhea problems and stuff like that. And Kirk is a vet. And he went and got his little black bag and brought it down and set it on the end of the table. And he said, "Tell me your symptoms." And Chris is like, "Why?" He says, "Tell me your symptoms." He says, "Well, I've just got this diarrhea. I can't get rid of it. It seems to get worse." He said, "Okay." So he opens up a little bottle and he pops this pill out that was, well, I could see it. It must have been about an inch long. He said, and then Kirk got his pill cutter off and he cut about a quarter of an inch off of it. And he said, "Take that." And Chris said, "What is it?" He says, "You won't have any problems in about an hour." So he took it, because Kirk said the same thing. We're all animals. A lot of the meds that animals take are just name something different that humans take.
Yeah.
So he took it. And about a week later, we get this blanket email across from everybody to everybody in the group from Chris saying, "Damn it, Kirk, I haven't taken a crap in a week now."
Oh, gosh.
So if Kurt got his little black bag out because somebody had an ailment, we're like, no, I'm okay.
Okay, Tom, do you want that SKU number?
If you got it. Wait a
Is
minute.
it
Let me find, wait a
okay?
minute.
But I got a question. Okay, I'm ignorant here. Do I read you the whole like UPC number? Is it the shorter number above the scan thing?
Is it? Give me the UPC if that's okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
51859 006039. Looks like this.
Okay. And that was 5185.
Oh yeah, wait. No, okay, it's 51859 006039.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's pen plus gear cushion, and you get 100 feet.
So how many of those did you buy?
I think I got 7. I bought all of them they had.
Good.
It's awesome.
I'm not here.
I have to take Vanya to work after a while, and I'll go buy 3 Walmarts. So I'll look at them.
Holy hell, you go by 3 Walmarts?
Yeah, he's out by he's. Our hospital system has a central lab out by the airport, and for stuff that's not like urgent, got to have right now, they send it out there. So he's doing clinicals out there, and there's one at South Tryon, there's one on Wilkerson, there's one on Carradine.
Guys in the South have Walmarts on every corner.
Damn near me. We don't have any in the center of town. All of them are out on 485, except the one on Independence Boulevard. I take that back.
Huh.
All of them are out on
That's
the 485.
weird. But there's none in town.
We only have one, but every town here has a Walmart.
I wish they would move ours a little bit closer, but there's nowhere to move it because.
Yeah, up north, I would have to drive like 30 minutes to get to one. And now it's like 10 minutes away.
Yeah, that's like me.
Oh, you moved into civilization.
Pretty much.
Hmm.
We went over to the big city of Elizabethtown because I sold a fanning mill and I met a person there from Illinois. And I'm like, oh my God. So we went and ate a Golden Crown. I'm like, oh my God, look, Jim, it's a Red Lobster. Because Jim loves Red Lobster. But like where we were living, we'd have to drive like at least 3 hours to get to one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We didn't have any of that kind of stuff.
We have real fish camps down here.
I'm not really I don't like lobster anyway, so I mean I'll go eat some fish there, but I'm not like a shellfish eater.
Is any of the Charlotte girls in the chat? Have y'all seen Tessa or
I haven't seen Tessa at all.
Junk?
No, I haven't seen any.
Anyway, we have this seafood restaurant called Captain Steve's, and they are the best.
What's that one Nikki's always talking about? Dirty Dicks or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Yeah, because she's always like just going on about that one.
What the hell? That? Oh, I'm in the wrong screen.
Yeah, she's always going on and on about that restaurant.
I was like, where the hell did Bridget go? And I was looking at the wrong. I was looking at the YouTube screen.
I'm here.
So busy day today. I get some listing done, some inventory done. So I didn't mow yesterday. I was supposed to mow. And I went outside and it was so hot and humid. I was like, screw it, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow is today, and it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
So screwed again.
You missed your window.
I know. So probably won't be ready to mow today, maybe tomorrow. So, oh well, be all right.
Grass will still be there.
It will. It ain't going nowhere. Just gonna get a little taller. So I'll just stay inside and list my little heart away.
Mm-hmm.
Ringo is asleep. He probably sleep all day.
Yeah.
What's wrong with him?
Oh, he has real bad anxiety with when he hears thunder and lightning and all that when it's storming. He don't sleep. I mean, he just sits up and just looks out the door. And so I woke up to him doing that this morning, shaking like a leaf. And so I woke up at 4, got him kind of cuddled in with me, and then he didn't like that. So we got up and I came and sat in my recliner for a little bit, and but he's just shaking. I couldn't get him calmed down. I think that's what I'll do. I might, next time he does that, I might give him a little bit of, give him a little hotty toddy.
Yeah.
Something to calm him down. He was crazy.
You can get a remote for it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Huh?
There you go. Oh, Jim was telling me something. Nothing
Oh,
important. It's important to him, but nobody else.
okay.
I bought a ceiling fan for in our bedroom, but he's like, I'm gonna get a remote control for it because it's an old farmhouse and it doesn't have a light switch up there in the bedroom. The ceiling thing is a pull chain. He's like, I'll get a remote for it, and then that's how you can turn the ceiling fan on above the bed. Anyway, so it's kind of
That
a
way you're
boring
not
thing.
like pulling on it.
Yeah, pulling a chain thing, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it's a really old house, and up there it has a pull chain fixture.
I gotta hook up. It's right above the bed, and I gotta hook up a disco ball.
Oh, for the fun nights.
Boom, chicka, wow, wow.
It might
Tom,
just
how
go
the
there.
horses settling in?
I have to go get 2 of my horses aren't here yet. I have to go pick them up yet, but the other 2 are doing good, and those 2 at that other house are doing good too.
Good.
Anyway, they figured it out. Well, I guess it's either figure it out or die. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
That
know,
is the bottom line
that's your
right
2
there.
choices: either figure it out or die. So, and they got food and water, so they seem happy.
How was Jim settling in?
He loves it here. He's happy we're here. I'm like, are you sure you still like it? You want to go back? He's like, hell no.
I'm gonna tell you what. After what y'all been through, I could hate the damn place and still not go back after all this moving.
No, I mean, I got like projects I want to do, but I like it here.
Good. I'm
I
glad.
gotta do I gotta do stuff in the house. Like I want to do some painting and stuff like that. We're still kind of living around boxes everywhere, but I'm also trying to do some work so we make some money.
We'll start to get frost at night, and we're back in Eagle River in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, and up in Eagle River, about 2 weeks you'll killing frost or it kills your
We have to
flowers.
bring plants in at night.
Yeah.
Ugh.
When we were up there, we've been here about a week now. When we were up there, it was already getting like the end of summer feel, I call it, where you have to wear hoodie sweatshirts and the evening, and it's like getting a little chilly, and you can tell it's getting to be that time of year. It's
It's a horrible place.
it's kind of a little bit like living in Alaska. You ever watch like those shows in Alaska. They're like, oh, we got to get all this stuff done in summer because winter's going to be right here. But that's kind of how it is there too, because and now I have, because it's August here, I have that feeling like, oh, I got to get this stuff done because winter's right around the corner. Because in November you can get like, 20 inches of snow, and it's going to stay on the ground now. Now you're stoved up. You're not going to, and you're going to have cold weather, so you're not going to be doing stuff outside. The ground's froze. You're going to have a lot of snow. But then that snow will stay on the ground until the end of April. It's a long time. I mean,
and then in May it turns to mud, or March it turns to mud because all the snow's melting.
Yeah, but you still have a lot of
snow.
snow.
April, May. Yeah, in the May.
Yeah.
Feeling frost up there right until Memorial Day weekend. So it isn't like you're going to be like planting a garlic, the beginning of May. Oh, let's plant some tomato plants or something. No, because they're going to die.
People were complaining yesterday that it was in the mid 90s. I'm like, yeah, I'll take the mid 90s. Not a problem. I can do this. Because if I fall asleep and it's in the mid 90s, I won't die. If you fall asleep and it's 20 below zero, you're dead.
Yeah.
And like last February, it was 32 below where I lived in Wisconsin. That's cold. I mean, when you walk outside, like I'd pick up Brandon for school and the wind would be coming across that field there by the snowmobile track, and you start feeling your eyeballs freeze, and you get like a lot of frost. All your hair will be frosted,
like your skin is
and your face and everything. That's different. I experienced it. I'm happy and I'm ready to go experience something else.
Yeah.
It's like hitting yourself in the head with a hammer. It feels so good when you stop.
I used to always say, oh, I can take the cold because you could always put more clothes on. But the older I got, it's like, I don't like, the cold's gotten harder to take. And you don't have to worry about stuff like up there. You get that, if you don't have enough snow cover, your septic will freeze.
Right.
Oh, we know that.
And yours will have, because your septic will be frozen. I mean, it happens. And once that happens, you're done. Till it thaws out, you're done, with your septic and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff anymore. It's awesome.
Yeah. That's great.
What's gonna be bad though is in about 5 years, you're gonna get used to the milder temperatures, and then you'll have a really cold snap in. You're like freezing to death, and then it's like, my God, we used to have 9 feet of snow on the ground. What's wrong with that?
That's fine. Because like down here, I mean, they get a little snow and everything shuts down, or like ice or whatever, it shuts down. I like up there, like 15, 20 inches of snow, nothing shut down. You had to drive on hard pack. I want to go live somewhere where it's like, oh, it's a snow day. I don't have to go anywhere. I haven't had one of those in 30 years,
Because if we got to the point, if they got to the point of closing down schools and stuff like that, then it was really cold outside.
Yeah, like up there, they'll close the schools because of like.
You gotta get 10 below, or
no, it's got to be like 25 to 30 below before they'll think about closing the school. Mostly because they don't want the kids waiting for the school bus, and it's too hard to heat the school up there because it's so big.
That's mostly what it is. Once a kid gets to school, they get the square footage of the building, the heat plant just can't handle it. It's just too much. The walls are letting the heat escape faster than the furnaces can generate it.
Right.
So I mean, they'll have those buildings have like 8 or 10 furnaces, and they'll all be at max going, and they just cannot get the temperature above, say, like 45 or 50. So the kids are in their jackets and mittens trying to do schoolwork. I remember in high school where they would allow you to wear your coat and hat and mittens in the classroom.
That would be.
Who the hell lives in places like that?
I don't know. I'm looking back. It's like being in it's like cigarette smoking or being in a bad relationship. Once you're out of it, you look back and say, what the hell was I thinking?
Well, we had a lot of fun up there. I don't want to like.
And I don't want to be jerk.
It was fun.
Still living in a northern thing. I mean, I don't want to be like, be like that. Everybody's got their own thing, and a lot of people still love it up there. When we move there, people are like, oh, how could you leave? It's so beautiful. Except the other thing is, those are also people who don't stay there for the winter. So
right.
If we had a summer cottage there or something, sure, I'd go there in the summer because it fools you. It's like a bad relationship. It's like when you're getting along really good and you're like, oh, this isn't so bad, and then all of a sudden come home after a couple cocktails or whatever, and you start slapping each other around. Then you realize maybe they didn't work.
Those people that bought our place, the woman's like, "Oh, I don't know how you could leave. I can't live without snow. I like it." Except, okay, but she stays here till right after the holidays, like the 1st of January, and then they went to Florida until March. Well, you've missed all. I'm sitting my old ass up here during the worst part of the year while you're traipsing around Carolinas and Florida and stuff. No. Anyway, I always love that. I don't know how you could leave. I like having some snow. Well, you leave the snow right after Christmas, so that don't really count. Anyway.
Poor old Nikki up there in the damn.
No,
frozen tundra.
but she's a northern girl and she's got a lot of family up there and she'd never leave her family.
No,
She's got her kids and her dad and
let me tell you what, there is an interstate that leaves Duluth that you can go the entire United States on. You can always go back.
And to tell you the truth, not that Duluth doesn't get cold, even though she would have been kind of northwest of where I live. My part of Wisconsin, it gets colder because she's closer to the lake. And I think in the winter, the lake helps warm it up a little bit. And it gets cold by me where I was at.
Well, I still think you should have went to Alabama.
Nah, yeah, but they told me that's all full.
Kim, does she ever listen to anybody?
No.
Jim went outside. He's not listening to me either.
They're all spilling over into Texas now.
Yeah.
Oh, are they all migrating to Texas? Oh, there you go. Oh boy.
I'm surprised they're not the Disneyites are not moving down to like Georgia, because then they'll be only like 5 hours away from the happiest place in the earth.
Florida. If he had his way, he would live in Florida, but I didn't want to live in Florida.
Have any of y'all ever made homemade ice cream with the hand churn?
No, I would just go to a perfectly good grocery store and buy my ice cream made.
Mm-hmm.
I have had it made before though, like that with a ice cream maker.
I was looking through BrickSeek and I saw where they had their ice cream churns on allegedly clearance, and it made me think about when I was a kid. One of us would have to sit on the ice cream churn. You know, you get it all set up, you put a couple of towels on top of it, then sit on the top of it. And then the rest of us would take turns turning the crank to churn the ice cream. And we always, we made a couple of summers ago with the hand churn, and it always came out so much harder, stiffer than
That's what she said.
Yeah. Then the electric churns, because those electric churns can't, just can't.
Why did you use the hand crank churn? Didn't you have electricity back then?
No, I mean, yes, but it was just a lot better. I mean, it was a lot better. It just
was it before the hydroelectric dam, made electricity for you down in the south? You had a hand turn crank it?
Girlfriend. I was born in 1957. Everybody had running water and electric lights.
Yeah. Oh.
Notice I didn't say indoor outhouses.
I thought you all were still like sitting on the porch playing the banjo and stuff at that time.
God, I wish I could play the banjo.
Ice cream and butter. Did you churn your own butter too, Tom?
No, never churned butter. I wish I could play the banjo. There's like 5 bands here in town looking for banjo players.
You'd be a good banjo player.
A lot of those old time farms had electricity. It was that 1-cylinder motor that kept in the milk house that ran the milk. They'd start up that little generator and power like 3 light bulbs.
The cruise ship that we were on, that they generated their own power, of course, electricity, of course. I asked one of the junior officers. I said,
Oh my
how
God,
much
this is a
how
feedback
much
I get
electricity
back.
will this thing turn out? He said, we
Oh,
could power a community of 50,000 people and not even make it gear down.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, that's wicked.
I heard somewhere the heat that a engine puts out, you could heat like 5 houses with it.
Huh.
You know, besides, you know, obviously it heats the interior of the car, but there would be, if you just used the engine to heat, it could heat like 5 houses. That's how much BTUs are
Okay.
used up.
Large size dice, not so fast shipping. Seller's attitude questionable, but it gave you a negative positive. So.
All right.
They gave you got a bad
No,
comment?
He gave us we sold this dice and this was right during the week we moved. Okay. So, but he contacts Jim because he didn't get his item. And Jim's like, well, the tracking shows it delivered. So then what he's saying, he like gets all weird about
I said,
it.
contact your carrier. He says, this my carrier delivered it, but certainly not to me. So I said, well, contact your local carrier. Oh, he sends it back. Oh, way to pass the buck. You know, like I got some kind of control, mystical control over the post office. I've already contacted eBay customers and my post. So you just go to sleep tonight, and I'll take eBay, and I'll solve this problem. Like, yeah, okay, attitude. So I just put, hey, thanks for the update. I'm sure the Postal Service will take care of you. They're a great organization to work with, or whatever. I kept it all positive. I'm like,
oh God.
He gave us a positive, but he goes large size dice, not so fast shipping because it was during this 10-day handling. Seller's attitude questionable.
And my communication, I never copped any attitude because I know when this stuff comes to a head, eBay reads all your communication. So anything I communicate, I always communicate as if eBay's sitting right there reading it with me. So I make sure everything's always positive. You know, I empathize with your situation, whatever, and you know, good luck. And this is the course of action you should take. Always professional, always positive. So there was no attitude on my end, but whatever. He's got to wait 7 days to leave me a negative. So I'm sure he didn't want to wait the 7 days, so that's why I got a positive negative.
Oh, tricky.
Great thing about positive negatives, though, they get buried with the rest of your positives, and nobody reads positive feedback. Whenever you check somebody's feedback, you always look at their negatives. You never look at their positives.
I got a positive feedback, and the attached comment was not what I expected. It was a damn Lego set in a box, sealed. How could you not? You know, I would think that if I'm going on eBay looking for a certain Lego set, that I would know what I'm looking for or what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a conclusion you should not jump to, Tom.
Yeah, I should know that by now.
We had a person buy a pack of colored ink cartridges. The printer takes 2 cartridges, one black tank, and then 3 you know, something like an HP inkjet printer. So I send them, they order the 3-pack, which is the 3 colors, and they get it. And they're like, the black is not included. I'm not happy. And I'm like, well, it said nowhere in the listing that the black was included, but if you don't want them, just, you know, ship me back the unopened ink cartridges for a full refund. And of course, I never got them back. So I don't know what they did. They sent me a second message reiterating the fact that black should be included because it's. I'm like, well, that's not the way they're packaged, and that's not what the listing says.
Yeah.
I said, if you have questions, contact eBay customer service, and I never heard from them again.
Hey, would you grab me one of that Shopko box on listing stuff? I'm gonna work on that.
But I mean, the advertisement, the listing said nothing, absolutely nothing about black. I mean, I guess in their mind they thought it should include black, but you should read the listing.
And just for those that doesn't know, even though you're telling it to print in black, HP will spin red and blue in there. So that's the reason you'll run it. You're like, I've got it set on black. Why is it telling me I'm running out of red and blue? It's because it uses red and blue in it. You actually have to go into the printer settings and change it so that you want it to use only black ink.
Yeah, monochrome, right? Yeah.
because when I was doing some part-time work out at Staples, these people would come in there and say, "Why something's wrong with this printer? It's using red and green, and or red and blue, and it's only supposed to be printing in black." And I said, "You got to go in and you got to go in and tell it the printer setting to not print anything but black monochrome." Oh, okay.
Yeah, once you crack it, if you're saving ink and you never use color, that ink it's definitely got once you break the seal, you know that color ink, it ain't gonna last for, it'll start to dry up in the cartridges.
Yeah. So there's your little tech talk for the day. If you didn't know that, I don't know who doesn't use laser printers now if they're only printing in black.
I don't have any. I just have a regular inkjet.
Were you wanting to get a laser printer, Valerie?
Yeah, eventually.
If you go on your state government auction or local government auction, we pick up black and color laser printers for like $5 a snap.
Wow.
And with tons of life left in them.
Yeah, and they were like good. They were like good brand ones.
Big industrial ones.
Yeah,
I mean, they're the size
top
of,
end.
they're a little bit bigger than a microwave. I mean, they're good sized printers, and they're the kind that are made to like print like 50 million, pages in their life. And like they'll be used up to maybe 10 or 20% of the printer's life. And yeah, we're picking them up for $5.
I'll have to.
The thing is, it's for reselling. They're so damn. I mean, they're heavy. I mean, they're like 45, 50 pounds. Some of them, so they're hard to ship.
We did part some out because they had like the
the paper basket, or the envelope sorter or whatever. And yeah, but anyway, yeah. So if you're looking to pick one up, a toner printer reasonable that's very likely going to work well, I would check out those government auctions.
Okay.
Hey there, Karen.
Because the ones they're selling are like over $300-400 if you go buy them.
Right.
And and resellers ain't buying them because they don't want to ship them.
Yeah. Is Bridget still in here?
Yep.
Bridget, I was talking to a buddy of mine last night, and he just got back from LA. He was out there working for 2 weeks, and he's a big Star Wars fan. So he went to Disney. His company's got some kind of discount package or whatnot. He went to Disneyland and to Star Wars Land. And he said, if it wasn't for all the staff members, the character, what do they call it, cast members, he said the place would have been virtually empty.
Yeah.
Wow.
I heard that. I heard Disneyland is like pretty empty right now.
And but he said it was just, he didn't have to wait in line to do anything. But he said there's at one of the restaurants, I think it's at the Cantina, they have like you take like it's like a pita bread with a sausage and coleslaw and something else. And he said that was worth the $10 it cost. He said it was really good.
Oh yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Anyway, so while you're at Disneyland, unless it's busy because of just the season,
I hope it's not.
You shouldn't have to wait. You should be able to do all the. He said he and a couple of his coworkers did Star Wars Land in about 2 hours.
Well, they were still blocking. I think they finally opened up, but all summer long, season pass holders were blocked, except for the top 2 levels.
Oh, that really pissed me off.
Oh, Mabel. Ow, you're scratching me off.
So I just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah, thank you. I hope it's like that when I go.
Ooh, she's all hot.
I want you to get one of the droids though, that are like $200 that you can put together yourself.
The what?
The droids. They have a build a droids place.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that big into that stuff.
Well, he called his wife.
Aren't they?
Huh?
They're small because Brandon did it. They're like this big.
No, they're the new ones in the Star Wars land, and they're actually like interactive with things in that land. And
Yeah. They talk
Ooh,
to
that's
each other.
cool. Ooh, interactive arts droids, Joe.
Sounds privacy.
John called his wife and said, can I buy one of these? And she said, if you really want to. And I said, did you get you one? He said, hell no. She said, if you really want to.
That
Which
means
means
no.
no,
I mean,
you don't
really
need
don't
one.
need it. Yeah, exactly.
You can have it, but you're not going to be happy after you buy it.
And I can't understand men like that.
Can I go out and get drunk with my friends? You can.
Yeah, they're really into character. Like you run into these stormtroopers and they'll
They call you out.
Oh my goodness! You did not cut that thing's head off.
Oh, it's still there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got to pack this.
He said that the characters walking around can really get irritating after a while. He said this one girl said that was with him said she did the moving the hands through the across in front of her saying, there's nothing to see here, keep moving. That's tired of
We
them.
had Brandon was arrested by the stormtroopers. He had a BB-8 mouse ear hat on, so I got him arrested, and it was cute. I mean, they had him like really up against the wall and everything. He was younger, so he was all like sketchy. Like he's really getting arrested. Anyway.
Well, and we're kind of getting bored because this was taking a while. I got the stormtroopers are trying to frisk every or whatever, and we're getting kind of bored. So we're like, look, I distracted those other people. Let's get out of here. They all had their hands up against the wall, so like just folded and came with us and got out of there.
Yeah,
It was like it would have been like 20 minutes. It's like, okay,
We got stuff to do.
Yeah, well, now if
we're
they
ready to go.
Brandon would turn into attorney mode and
That's right. I am a
Picture
mind.
take it with Chewbacca. He's a hugger. He's all over you. But then, like when we went in by Kylo Ren, he was like a little bit like scared because the guy really acts like Kylo Ren.
Yeah, he acts like a real jerk. I mean,
Yeah.
it's actually a little uncomfortable. It's like, okay,
yes,
get your
exactly. That's what I thought.
If he was annoyed by the characters in Disney, then he's not a true Disney Parks fan.
Jim, we're married. We should be used to that by now.
Yeah, actually, well, mostly more like my first wife. Kylo Ren is definitely more like my first wife than Tara.
Actually, it makes me want to go to Star Wars Land now.
Mhm.
Brandon was like, during fall break, are we going to go back to Wisconsin or are we going to go to Florida? I'm like, he said to me last night.
Oh my God.
I'm like, we're probably going to have to go back to Wisconsin.
Yeah, we're living the camp.
Fun. Oh, good. What are you gonna do to keep his legs or they don't get mashed?
I'm just gonna wrap the crap out of it. I'm gonna foam the bottom. I'm gonna wrap the crap out of it in bubble wrap, and I'm gonna fill whatever's left with. We're gonna fry.
Yeah.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Our school buses start running Monday, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Try not to run them in.
That would probably be a good thing.
I was looking at the deer's little feet to see where they go on the board.
Yeah, we have this life-size fawn. It's a whitetail fawn taxidermy that we're shipping. He lifts it up. The ceiling fan's going. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Fan.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
So if you bought this deer for me, stop watching.
Yeah.
Have y'all started looking around for sourcing solutions?
Yeah, I'm looking at storage auctions right now.
Are they pretty cheap?
I wanted to make.
Huh?
I was saying, are they pretty cheap in your area? The storage lockers.
Oh well, like the ones that are ending today. I mean, some of them are as high as $950, and some of them are like in the $200 range. But it was a lot of household too, and I don't. Right now, do I need a bunch of like couches and stuff I gotta get rid of? No.
Yeah, probably not.
I'd almost rather. I should. Yeah, we have to find an auction. I need to get an influx coming in of new stuff. I need to go to an auction, but I have not gone yet.
I had 4 storage unit auctions going when I left. I was winning, and I bumped it up just each bid just a little bit. And hell, when I got back, they were still all outbid by $10.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Liz says you'll have a ton of auctions near you, Tara. Estate
Yeah,
sales
I mean,
pretty good too.
I know there's like a Wednesday or Thursday night auction here in town every week.
Well, you're just going to have to go down there and make yourself known.
Yep.
Make myself known.
Yeah, because when you go in there and start
Why
buying
would
up
I-
everything, you're going to be like Bridget. Everybody's going to hate you. She's here again.
I don't need to make myself known or
They
make
don't
friends
like
at
it so
auctions.
much.
No,
Yeah.
they'll do it. They'll hate you even if they don't know you.
Well, I'm not talking about known like, hey, I'm Tara, and this is my old man Jim.
Hey, I'm Tara. I'm a YouTube star. I'm here to buy
That's
everything.
right.
Don't you know who I am?
Don't you know me?
No, I'm talking about, when you start
Tara
buying up
YouTube
everything like you
channel.
do,
Check
they're
us
gonna start
out.
hating like
Anyway,
Bridget.
yeah. I like to be very low incognito, very just humble, don't bring a lot of attention to myself. But maybe I will have those shirts made now that you say that. YouTube star Jim and Tara,
Oh
check
my
our
God.
channel out. Check our eBay store out. What
Damn, is she always
I don't even have an
sarcastic?
Instagram. Instagram, check out my Instagram. Buy my paid course. No, that's not me. No offense to anybody that does that. Just tease.
The paid course sounded a little douchey, just so you know.
Yeah, I went too far with it, didn't I?
Just a little bit too far.
A little over the edge there. Back it up.
I have to think of. We got to think of like some kind of catchphrase that we could like say all the time and
You're like-
trademark.
Like auction crashers, like wedding crashers. We're here to
That's good. I like that. I like that.
What did you just press?
show me what you want.
Sherry
so I
says
know what it is.
Patreon.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I wasn't brave enough to say it. Yeah. I was gonna say check out my Patreon. I'm like, no, I shouldn't say that. Shut up while you're ahead, Tara. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a 60-second seminar. Yeah, you go in an auction, you buy stuff, you don't pay a lot for it, and then you take it and you sell it on
And then you
eBay or
list it on
wherever
eBay and
for more than you paid for it. Ta-da!
And it only cost you
That was
$150 to know that.
It was your secret. If you figure out a percentage that you can pay, for a profit that you have to make in order to make, what you want to make,
Holy
what
shit.
you're doing.
This is 100 miles from us on Saturday, 46 auctions.
Oh, wow.
I gotta
Oh my
I gotta
God.
shorten up the distance.
But I mean, go to garage sales, retail arbitrage, auctions, wherever, buy stuff at the lower percentage, and then figure don't pay don't go over that percentage, so you don't start encroaching in your profit margin, and you're gonna make it. I mean,
I could do a course on how to crash your eBay store, because if you don't list for a month and a half,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
We did like $2,000 in 30 days.
Oh Lord. Yeah, and all your people all your monthly obligations, they don't understand.
Yeah.
You moved good. Where's our money?
How long had y'all lived in where you just moved from?
I lived there since 1970. He was gone for a little while right after college, but
No, I'm talking about
Yeah.
at the house that you lived at.
Oh, well, I bought that house in 1993, and then Jim moved in with me. Well, we lived at his house for a while I still owned it, and then we moved over there
We've been around
about
the time your mom passed away.
2009.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
9. Oh my God! Yeah, we had to sell my house that we lived in together before we moved on.
Because I lived in 93, the horse farm I just sold, I bought that in 93. I lived there and I hooked up with Jim. So I was spending the night at his house. And then when you have a baby together, it's like, well, then we should try to live together or something. So then I was living at that house, and then we sold that house and moved back over to the farm. Anyway.
Yeah, once we had the baby, I would tell people, yeah, we're dating a
yeah. Once we had the baby, I did stuff like kept a toothbrush at Jim's house and started taking showers over there. Before that, I always did all that stuff at my own house.
But anyway, so she went down to my basement to do laundry or something. She's like, "Where's your washer dryer?" I said, "Yeah, it's down the basement." She went down there. She comes up. Her face was like, she's like, "What is all that stuff?"
Yeah.
Because I would clean out these old people's houses, but my mom worked for Commission on Aging, and I would go give the person a quote on how much I would charge, or I would pay them if it was good enough stuff. But I would take all the stuff, to clean out their apartment. Like if these people their loved one passed away and they didn't want to come up from wherever they were at to go clean the place out, I would just handle it. I'd make it room clean for the landlord or whatever. But I would accumulate this stuff, and I would get really cool stuff, but because I didn't do that. I sold real estate, so I didn't know what to do with the extra stuff. So it's all loading up my basement, my 2-car garage, and then I added on to my garage, and I was filling that up, and I had a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So then when we sold that house, we had to move all that stuff too. And then we figured out we could sell it and make money.
Yeah.
The way she made that statement earlier, I think she just used you for stud service.
Yeah, she didn't want to see my statement before you got.
It is only a take one time.
No. Jim were together 2 years before we had.
Oh yeah, Tom. We practiced all the time. Yeah, no, it was just one. I can tell the story.
Oh God. No, please.
I love you people. I love you. Y'all are just too crazy.
The only way to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
somebody got your
get
cheese.
it.
Got it.
Oh my God, we've been getting this where we don't have best offer on our listings, but we get these offers, and if we decide to take them, we just reduce the price to whatever the offer is. So we've had 2 of these now. Somebody else ended up buying the other one. We reduce it, but they don't have the money to buy it. But because we just reduced the price, they can't go through, because on best offer, then it could be a waiting payment. Because I reduced the price and I have, requires immediate payment, they can't purchase it without paying for it. So they're like, "Oh, I only have $46 in my PayPal." Ugh. I'm like, well, then too bad.
Yeah.
Because I'm not waiting for the money while I take this item down, while you figure out how to get enough money to pay for it.
And the one guy did it. We're on the way into the school to talk to his new teachers and stuff. And I get the message as we're walking into the school. I'm like, well, I'm not going to respond to this goofball. Now or whatever I got to do it as offer, and they'll pay me maybe the next day. So while we're in there with the teacher, all of a sudden, ka-ching, I hear it on the phone. When we're walking out, I look at my phone. Sure enough, the thing they wanted, they talked me into reducing the price. Somebody else bought it.
Yeah.
So
And you know what? And then you get hateful emails about that. I do.
I have, yes. But
Well,
I'm
whatever.
okay.
It's okay. I mean, why should I have a? You can't go into Walmart and say, "Oh, I want to buy this comforter, but I'll have the money." You know, well, I guess you could put it on layaway, but I don't have layaway, so I want my money now.
Yeah.
I don't understand why when you make an offer and then like if I make you an offer and you accept, I don't know why it doesn't go through like a buy it, regular buy it now where it's you're automatically paying for
You
it.
can't require immediate payment when you have best
And
offer
these
on.
buyers have figured that out. So
Yeah.
they're using
Well, that
the
sucks. They need to change that.
Yeah, because then when they never perform on it, eBay's like, oh, don't do that anymore. There's no real teeth in punishing the buyer for not paying on it.
No, well, you
It
can't.
should-
'Cause you don't want to chase buyers away.
It shouldn't come down until somebody is paid for. It should stay there.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
That's why I don't care if you can't pay for it right away, but you're still interested. That's
But
great.
I don't want to take the listing down while you purchased it but can't pay for it.
The guy do that with us if we sold snowmobiles. He'd buy snowmobiles from us.
Oh,
and
OMC Davy.
OMC Davy. Yeah, this guy buys snowmobile from us and they don't pay you, and then he goes around and looks for a buyer.
He relists it.
And he lists it on.
He uses your photos, relists it, and he's trying to do is sell it on his own site, but he's got it taken down because he's got it in awaiting payment.
Yeah.
You know,
Because it's local pickup, he
Yeah.
can make it sit there waiting payment. So yes, a guy came in, he goes, yeah, don't ever. Another guy we sold snowmobiles to, he asked me, have you ever run into this guy? And I'm like, yeah, we got a few snowmobiles he hasn't paid yet or picked him up. He goes, oh yeah, he's not going to until he sells them. So I did the research and I'm like, sure enough, that's what he's doing. So
Yeah.
I canceled his transactions and I blocked him.
Yeah, he would then when he would sell it, he would send that buyer to your address to go pick it up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, real piece. I mean, here we're sitting here waiting for.
I
our
hope
money
he's
for
not
2
watching,
months.
but you
Who
were kind
cares?
of a jerk. If you're out there, OMC Davy, you were kind of a jerk.
Yeah. It's like when you're right.
Well, I mean, that's a good business model,
Don't write a bad
until
check then.
people catch on to it. But it's like this. Well, the payment do you have a longer grace period than you do on normal items?
Oh, if it's local pickup,
Just when they pick it up.
yeah, payments due on pickup. So.
You can tell them that you'll relist it. I mean, you can cancel a transaction for non-payment, but that's the only thing. That's your only recourse. So yeah, there's no deadline. They won't automatically open up a non-payment thing on a local pickup. You know how you have it. If you have it set, you can set eBay to automatically open an unpaid item request. That won't happen if it's local pickup. You would have to open up the unpaid item thing.
A lady made an offer on a pair of sneakers the day before we left to go to Charleston. And I accepted the offer. And the next morning, she still had not paid. And I said, I'm getting ready to cancel the transaction. If you do not, if this is not paid by 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, I'm canceling the transaction because I'm getting ready to go on vacation and I will not be back for 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
And everything is set for 1 day shipping. I mean, I had it all boxed up. I just needed to print the packing slip, and I needed to print a label. And she said, "Okay, no problem." And she, ka-ching, there's the money.
Yeah.
Because I guess she wanted the shoes bad.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm going to leave for a little bit.
Okay.
Alright.
Have a
Well,
great day.
I've got to go too. I got to run children places.
All right.
Ouch, girl, don't bite me again.
That's what she said.
She's like, I want you to sit here and talk to these people so I'm right beside you.
Oh boy.
But I got to run to Aaron.
Yeah. All right.
Good seeing y'all again. Y'all
Good
have a
seeing
great
you.
day. Make it a great day.
Have
If you
fun.
missed it.
Do good. Get some sales, and we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
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 Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, guys.